Christy 2025 came out this year, and it is a film that follows Christy Martin, who was a boxer back in the 90s, like 2000s era. She was very popular, and she was very, very good at boxing. Sydney Sweeney is the one who plays her on screen, and my god, play her she does. When she met her coach, Jim Martin, she and him immediately got into a relationship, which then resulted in years of domestic violence. He controlled everything about her life. He saw money pit in her because she was really, really, really good at boxing. Sydney, you can tell on screen, worked very, very hard for this role. She did a out of this world job at portraying Christy Martin as who she is today, a strong, resilient woman who went through years and years of domestic violence and survived. Almost didn't. I'll get into that in a minute. I don't cry in movies. I walked out crying. I'll insert photos of me, with the movie poster. I loved this film. Movie of the year for me, personally. Okay, give me 1 minute. Oh, say hi. You haven't said hi to them in a while. Are you a good boy? He just spent 5 minutes trying to get up there. Why did this movie bomb? Why did it make no money? It's not because of Sydney Sweeney. It's not because of her Gene ad or the soap.
Widespread attention on social media after partnering with personal care brand Dr. Squatch to launch a limited edition soap blend containing her bathwater. Yes, I did. And I heard Dr. Squatch sold for over $1 billion this year too. So I think people must have really liked the soap.
Or because she's a registered Republican in Florida. It's not because of any of that. It's because this is a sports film about a lesbian boxer. There's not a big fan base for that. And they didn't market it very much. They probably knew it wasn't gonna do well. And they still told Christy's story. Sydney still worked her ass off to play Christy Martin, knowing this film was probably going to bomb. I touched briefly on Sydney Sweeney and her controversies, but I'm not gonna get like deep into that because A, don't really care. B, doesn't really contribute anything to my video. I'm not really gonna bore people with it because it really... Go look up Sydney Sweeney. I'm sure you'll get on threads and you'll see a lot of people slut-shaming her and calling her a white supremacist. Have fun. This movie was never about making headlines. It was never about making billions upon billions of dollars. It was about telling Christy Martin's story. I want to talk about the end of the film because that was really this scene that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make a video on this. Christy and Jim split up as expected. Christy goes and meets for lunch with her ex-girlfriend, and Jim Martin is texting her and threatening her and telling her that he's so close he could touch her. Christy comes home, Jim is home, and they get into a fight and he shoots her. She's laying on the floor with a bullet wound and blood just leaking out of her body. For a good 3 minutes of the film, we just see her like looking up at the ceiling. You can watch like the life just draining out of her. She looks terrified. For a big portion of this film, I didn't even think I was watching Sydney Sweeney. I thought I was watching Christy Martin, which that's how you know you've got a good movie there. Christy gets her hands on a knife and they fight, and he fillets her leg. The skin is peeling off the side of her leg. Like this big of a wound. And the piece of skin is still attached. Jim gets in the shower after thinking he murdered his wife. Christy gets off the floor, leg skin literally peeling off of her leg. She has a bullet wound in her and she limps down the hallway. She grabs keys out of the bowl in the hallway and she goes outside. She tries to open her car door. She picked up Jim's keys, not hers. She starts walking down the street, and this scene of Sydney as Christy walking down the street and just the heavy breathing and then the crying. I can only imagine how scared she was that Jim was gonna come out and find her and finish the job. Luckily, a car pulls up. Christy in this random car, they go to the hospital. She's in the hospital for a long time. She has to relearn how to walk, One of her old opponents visits her and they talk, and there's a monologue between them. At the very end of the film, it is shown that Christy confronts Jim in the courtroom. It is a very hard scene to watch. He thought that she died. He thought that he got away with it. A lot of people are refusing to see this movie because Sydney's in it, which is like, okay, I guess, but this is a film about domestic violence. It's not about Sydney Sweeney. It's about Christy Martin and her story. I posted on TikTok a couple weeks ago, just me saying that Sydney is a good actress and that this movie was good, and someone was like, "You can't say that." Oh, what, I hurt your feelings because I said she's a good actress. Oh my god, what will you ever do? If you disagree with me on this film and on Sydney Sweeney, make sure to comment down below. Make sure to comment and subscribe since you're engaging with my content as you are. Dislike the video because that will push the algorithm to more people. If you like the film and you like me, subscribe and comment. Okay, and I will be leaving it there.